sense, I might pay you. Make it make sense, I might pay you.
Make it make sense, come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense, come on, make it, make it, make it, make it make sense, come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense, come on, make it, make it.
What's good, y'all? Let's Make Sense of It podcast. We are back for another week, and like we always say,
The truth you don't want, but you definitely need it.
you definitely need it. I go by the Bovance,
And I'm in.
and we are back again. Like always, follow us on Instagram. Let's Make Sense of It _ Let's Make Sense of It _ Make sure you, if you're watching on YouTube, to subscribe. Make sure, excuse me. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, and make sure you turn your notifications on so you know. When the new episodes drop. And if you listen to us, make sure you leave a review, and make sure you subscribe on any of the listening platforms, Apple, Spotify, all of that good stuff. Now, first of all, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. By the time y'all see this, Father's Day won't pass, but we want to make sure we say happy Father's Day to all the fathers. So happy Father's Day.
All y'all real ones out there.
Absolutely.
Can't clap for you.
Absolutely. Hold on, wait.
You got
There we go. Ain't a goddess. There we go.
Pop-pops, all of y'all.
Absolutely. We're going to get to y'all. You know what I'm saying? We got a topic for y'all. We're going to get to y'all. But first, we're going to start it off this way. Trauma bonding. Trauma bonding. Let's start off this way. Actually get a definition of trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is the attachment an abused person feels for their abuser. The bond is created due to a cycle of abuse and positive reinforcements. Basically, it's kind of similar, it seems like, to a domestic violence situation. That's kind of what it seems like, but it might not always be a relationship thing. It could be anything else. So let's start off here.
At first, when you was reading that, I thought you was about to say trauma bondage. I was about to say, wow.
No, because it could be, because they didn't have example. No, that sounded, yeah, that's, we were complete opposite way. Going the complete opposite way already. Because the examples of it is like domestic abuse, sexual abuse, human trafficking, kidnapping, cults, shit along those lines.
Yeah, that's kind of like Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
So when you get attached to your abuser because they show you like the glimpse of hope that they will change,
right,
or that they have a good side to them. So it's like that the hits are coming, or that the sexual assault is coming, or that the emotional or mental abuse is coming, but they show you like a good side of them. Like they might take you out, they might laugh with you, or whatever the case may be, before the other shoe drops and then they beating your ass, or
right,
traumatizing you in some type of way. And it comes to like especially with sex trafficking and stuff like that, if they get these kids, men or women, if they get them younger and then keep them until they get older, now they'll feel attachment, like they have to stay with their abuser, because there's nothing else they know. And this person, every time, all this comes with mental abuse, because you have to break that person down mentally. There's no way you're gonna get a strong person to actually like stay around for this shit. You have to break that person down mentally in order for them to believe that there's nobody else out there, that nobody else is gonna treat them right, and that everybody in this world is gonna do the same thing that their abuser is doing to them. Right. So that's why they stay around, and they that's their safe zone for them, but it's in all reality horrible because it's not safe. Right.
It's like if you ever, like, anybody ever watched Law and Order, and you see those cases where most of the time, like you said, the abuser, they've known them, they've befriended them for so long, get their trust, get them to not, whatever they're doing is not nothing wrong. They didn't twisted their mind so crazy that it's like, even when that person gets caught, they're still trying to defend that person, which is wild.
Yeah. It's like if you ever seen it, I mean it was on Lifetime, but I mean it was across the news as well. What is it, Carlita White? I think that was her name or something like that. Her mom had her when she was, I think she was like a teenager. She had her in the hospital, and a nurse recently lost a baby, couldn't get pregnant and everything like that. She took her. She took the baby.
That actually happened a lot.
She took the baby and raised her as her own and everything like that. And when she got older and realized that wasn't really her mom, and then she went and found her mom, it was like a disconnect.
Right.
Like, even though this lady took me and everything like that, she's still my mom. And there was another story like that where the girl actually went to court and was fighting to keep this lady out of jail for what she's done because she still was attached to her.
Right.
And it's just like, now in these cases, they didn't really break these kids down mentally. They stole them when they were babies. Right. So they just raised them as their own. But in the end, it's still like this is all you know. But then somebody is shattering your world, telling you that this is not really your parents, this is not really your mom, this is not really your dad. These are your sisters and brothers. You got a whole nother family out here
that you didn't even know
that
about.
you don't even know, but you can't still go around them because now you in your teenage years, or you can be in your fucking 20s, and you just like, how am I gonna get attached to this family when I've known only this family?
Yeah, and that's gotta be hard. That's gotta be hard, and that happens. That particular scenario happens a lot more than we even think. Like, you just come. It's wild that I wonder if like hospitals like have procedures for that now because because you see some of this stuff, you be like, you done gave the wrong person the wrong baby. Like, I know my baby did not look like this.
That's why a lot of people, a lot of hospitals, I know Jefferson does it. They do the in unit suites, like they do everything with your baby in there, unless they have to go to like NICU and stuff like that.
Right.
But you see them do all their testing, everything right there with your baby in the room, so you know where they are. But you know, if you a single parent, the father's not around, then it's kind of hard to watch and try to get yourself back together after labor. Yeah, and watching your baby is nobody there to like kind of help you.
The women be out of it. Yeah. Seeing that shit firsthand. Women be out of it. You be like, dang, out of it. All right, I got some signs of trauma bonding. So it says, you can't leave even if you want to. And then that's not even just relationship wise, that's friendship wise, that's family wise. That's a lot of people stuck in relationships like that they just can't leave. It's something that may not even be physical abuse, but mental abuse that they don't even want to remotely leave. And you be like, why is she still with him, or why is he still with her? And you know, neither one of them, they both toxic for each other. Like, I'm talking real toxic. I'm not talking about like future toxic. I'm talking like toxic, like bad toxic, like.
I mean, in relationships like that, a lot of times, if the person will isolate you from your family and friends. Now it's just like, oh, you can't go there, or it's always an argument when you're trying to go out. And it's going to go for men and women. I will not only put this on men that you guys are abusers. Women are mentally abusive as well, and can be emotionally and physically abusive as well. In all aspects of it, though, it's just somebody, again, breaking you down mentally, but also sheltering you. So they keep you away from all the people that would be your support system. So these are people that are, say if they were living in Philly all their life, and then as soon as they meet this guy or they meet this woman, all of a sudden they move in halfway across the country. They don't know nobody. They don't have a job lined up. This person might be the financial breadwinner in the household, so now they're saying, oh, I'll take care of you. Now you married, living over in fucking Arizona, and all your family is in New York, and you can't get to them because it's like you can't catch a flight when you feel like it. When you on the phone too long with your mom, now your man want to talk to you, or your woman want to talk to you. So it's just like that's like psychologically, like it's just fucking somebody up. Very
much so. It says feels like you're walking on eggshells, which I'm guessing. You scared? Yeah, it's that particular part right there, walking on eggshells. That means it's physical. That means you know anything little. It's like a dog. When a dog does something, and a dog or an abused dog, dog's been hit so much that when you get close to it, the dog just looks at you and scared for no reason. That's the equivalent of that right there. Like anything you do wrong, or it might not even be you did something wrong. It could be that person just could, back to what we talked about. That person could be a narcissist and can be so controlling that you scared to death. Like you could have made the dinner could have been made wrong.
Yep.
Or they might have just came in with an attitude and you had dinner. Oh, I don't like the way this tastes. I don't like the way this and that. And you like, oh, they feel bad. The person that made the dinner, the woman, or maybe even the guy, because guys get abused too. I think sometimes we get. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes yes. Sometimes I think that gets overlooked. That guys do deal with physical abuse too. I seen a clip with D. Ray Davis. He was talking about when he was 11 that two 27-year-old women forced him to give them oral sex.
And the guys was laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not.
No, that wasn't.
Even though he kind of chuckled through it, but that's not a thing.
Yeah. I mean, of course he chuckled through it because now he's like, that probably was like a defense mechanism. Like a lot of comics go through a lot of shit. That's why they turn to comedy to kind of what's the name. So it's kind of wild though. But yeah, that situation, and he basically said that dealing with women now, he's like, don't really want to give him head or shit like that because it's like it triggers him to bring up shit like that.
And that's where a lot of, like, especially black males in our community and everything, like, well, across the world, I would say, that have sex at, early ages. They having sex 10, 11, 12, 13, but it's not with 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds. They having sex with 17, 18, 19, going into their 20s or even 30s. And it's just like, when they get older to tell these stories, or when they told the stories when it happened, it's like, you know, they friends is high-fiving them and nobody's explaining them, like, no, like, that's rape. You weren't at the age where you can consent to these things. So in a matter of, you know, law and order, somebody raped you and everybody else was congratulating you for losing your virginity at so young, but really somebody took advantage of you.
Yeah, and back then they wasn't really looked at it that way. Like you said, it was like just like with the teachers. You be like, oh man, how come? It's creepy when it's the male teacher. When it's the male teacher messing with a female student or messing with a male student nowadays, it's creepy. But when it's a female, we be like, oh man, why we didn't have those teachers?
Everybody fighting mental abuse and shit like that. Like she knew his age. She was teaching him. I'm pretty sure she knew what age he was to be trying to fuck on this little boy. Like, no, you trying to teach him to read at a 6th grade level, and you touching his little weed whacker. That's weird.
Yeah, it's very much weird. Trauma bond that says you feel invisible. You feel invisible. I don't know. How would you feel invisible with trauma bonding? I guess
because if you in trauma bonding or you in a relationship like that, I think people will feel invisible because if they're trying, they can't really explain their story so much because it's like
that makes sense.
If you're in an abusive relationship or have been in an abusive relationship or marriage or anything like that, and you've been in it for years, nobody see unless they like really close to you and you like and they know you from back then and how you are now and they see the dramatic shift. That's the only people that are really gonna know that something's wrong. But other than that, the person you're with is only gonna show their best face when they're around these people. So they only show their best face when they're around these people. So if you come out and say that they've been abusing you for years and this, that, and the third, they're gonna be like, wait, what? It's gonna be hard for them to believe it.
Yeah, they're gonna take that person, not necessarily take their side, but they're gonna find it hard. Definitely gonna be in doubt. They're like, no, not them.
They're gonna like, oh, I don't believe they would do that. Like, you ain't gotta believe they would do it, motherfucker.
I'm telling you, that's what they do.
Like
or
every day.
They try to spin it. Well, what did you do?
Yeah.
That's the one spin on it. Like, well, what did you do to make them do such and such? No, maybe he was just having, or maybe she was just having a bad day. Maybe they were doing this.
Ain't that
maybe
bad
doing
of a
that.
day that you would ever come in the house and just slap me without a word.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck how bad your day was. Like,
Excuse me?
Like, what are we doing here?
Like, we fighting. Ain't no fucking way. Both of us come out here with a black eye. I guess I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, so that's how I can feel invisible because and social media feeds into that feeling invisible part too because like everything, the glitz and glamour, and everything looks good. Oh, there's no way you treating like we all probably know one or two people that like you look at them on social media and you be like, if they did something, you'd be like, there's no way in hell you would think that particular person did it, but we don't know them behind closed doors.
We don't know them intimately. It can be your friend, and your friend has never shown you their side, but they were your friend. You were never intimate with this person.
Correct.
So you don't know how they act when they're in a relationship, especially if you don't know their significant others. Like, they don't really bring them around. You don't know them personally, or when they're around, they don't really talk or interact too much. Then how the fuck is you gonna know? But another reason they would probably feel invisible too is if they tell their story of being abused, but they continue to go back to that person.
Yeah.
So it's just like you continuing to get all this abuse thrown at you and everything like that. But you're telling somebody about it, and they're telling you should leave, you should do this. These are the steps you should take to, get out of the situation. But you continue to go back. So now you feel invisible because this is happening to you constantly, and you feel like nobody understands it or nobody's cares.
Nobody's doing
but
it
it's
about
just
it.
like, nobody can drag you out the house against your will to leave a person. If you're going to stay there, then you're going to stay there. And either you're going to fight it out or keep getting gas beat, keep getting mentally abused, sexually assaulted, whatever the case may be. Or you're going to leave out of that situation. Of course, it's easier said than done, but...
Yeah, some of them, breaking out of some of them, I think we talked about this before, breaking out some of them abusive relationships is hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you've been with somebody for so long, and they know so much about you, you're like, I don't know if I want to do it. This is a few right into it too. You look past red flags. Early on with the trauma bonding. You thought everything was good. Everything was this was just normal. You thought it was normal behavior. Or something happened and it hit you. You was like, all right, maybe it was just me. Maybe they didn't quite see the signs, and they kept doing it. Now you caught up in this shit.
Like, as soon as you
from the rip.
As soon as you see some shit like that, especially if somebody trying to gaslight you, if you know for sure you right and you got proof to be right, and they try to spin that shit and make it seem like you wrong, and then bring up another situation to try to like cover their track or give like, you know, an example of why this situation is right, but you know damn well they two different things. Yeah. They're gaslighting you, and you need to put a pause on it right then and there and say, oh nope, because they're trying to flip it to make you feel like you're wrong and you're not. So like people, you know, they need, yeah, don't look past. But it's funny. This was one that I seen. It was interesting. The trauma bonding makes you almost addicted to the abuser. It says this is why going with no contact. I know, yeah, something like that. with no contact feels like you're withdrawing off of drugs, pretty much. I mean, yeah,
because you've been with them so long. It's like,
and you become, you know, comfortable with a routine. No matter what's going on in a relationship, you feel so comfortable with the routine, you don't want to start over, or you feel like maybe the next person's going to do the same thing, or whatever this person is telling you, and the reason that you can't leave out of this situation is holding you back even more, because you know for sure whatever they tell you is you believe in it is true. So if you go on to another relationship or try to go to another guy or another girl, they automatically going to be like, well, I mean, I'm telling you this is what's going to happen, so you can leave me if you want to, but this is still going to happen at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's trauma bonding it's depressing. It's depressing. It's a lot of they be like, man, like I got some trauma bonding versus authentic bonding here, so people can decipher the two. So trauma bonding, fix, save, and validate my existence. It's almost similar to what we said before, like, but authentic bonding is you learn, see, and hold space for all of me, pretty much, not just using them or shit along those lines. Trauma bonding, chaotic and unpredictable roller coaster of emotions.
Sure.
Versus authentic bonding, safe, consistent, and exciteful. That's a big one. Trauma bonding, my relationship mirrors the pattern of my childhood experience. Versus authentic bonding, my relationship is based on freedom, accountability, and mental peace. That's a big one. Your mental, man. If you don't have peace in anything you do in life, you gonna end up just taking it out on everybody.
Yep.
And the worst thing, you see, they say that when you're younger, you always hear the older people, you know, you don't want to disturb your peace. And then you get older and you realize exactly what that means.
Don't disturb my fucking peace.
You realize.
Stay away.
Exactly what that means. Trauma bonding, I betray myself in all of my needs to receive love. Versus authentic bonding, I do the work to meet my own needs first.
That comes into play when it says that when you're in a relationship and you're telling somebody that you don't make me happy, you are responsible for your own happiness. So you should be happy before you get into a relationship. That person is not responsible for your happiness. Your happiness should be at least at 100% with yourself. They're supposed to add value to that. So they're adding more to that. It should make you happier, not happy.
Yeah, happier. There you go. You're supposed to make yourself happy.
That's when people get into relationships and then you unloading all of this trauma and all your baggage onto the person you're with because you didn't complete yourself before you got into this relationship. And
it's funny you said the last one is for trauma bonding. It says you complete me versus authentic bonding is you enhance who I am.
Yes.
you enhance who I am. Listen.
That's what you're supposed to do. Like an outfit enhances your appearance. An outfit, your hair,
sneakers,
jewelry, sneakers, that enhances your appearance. As simple as that. Y'all ever get the question? They be like, ugly niggas can dress. Enhances their appearance. See?
All right. Let's get into some stuff here. All right. So let's start here. Let me make sense of this. So it says family sues hospital for giving 4-year-old an unintentional vasectomy during surgery.
Wait, what?
The family sues a Houston hospital for giving a 4-year-old an unintentional vasectomy during surgery.
Yeah, I'm suing.
So if that happened, if that happened, what would be your first coins? First of all,
how the fuck did that happen? Like, it's a 4-year-old. It's not a baby. Like a baby, you got people mistakenly cutting them like out. That I don't understand. How you gonna cut the umbilical cords? Anyway, but you know. I know, matter of fact, I can't understand. Now, how did you, a 4-year-old in surgery, give him a vasectomy?
That sounded like it was like some. That's not an accident. That didn't sound like an accident. Me personally, that didn't sound like an accident. It's a 4-year-old. You're not I don't think they just out here giving out 4-year-old vasectomies. I'm not no doctor or nothing, but I can pretty much say that I don't think
Did he
that
go in there like for a procedure and they said this is the only way it's gonna like he's gonna live a healthy life? He had to like get the snip. Like I'm not understanding. He's 4.
he had to get the snip.
He's 4. Like he's not even thinking about those things of making babies yet. Y'all just took his option away. Like
Gosh, that's a bad jump, but I tell you what, it's gonna be some money coming in
Gave
there.
my damn money.
It's gonna be some money coming here. All right, now this quote here. All right, first I got a bunch of screenshots, so this has some fun here. So this quote says, "My baby father can't touch me, and that's on his life. He can't even pay for this." So then somebody commented and said, "He already nutted into you for free. You carry his seed without a ring or any type of commitment. He made you a mother instead of making you his wife. You're definitely in his price range, and you are now used goods. Have a good day." Now, what's your thoughts on that? And what's your
Whoa.
Whoever said that, she got bodied.
Definitely. Like damn.
They was right at her. It was another female that said that too. They was right at her, yo.
Right.
Listen, they was
salute to you, sis, the one that commented, because you gotta put them in. You gotta put some of these females in their place sometimes, because they be like, I understand knowing your worth, but some of y'all be like, nah.
You can't be hostility and then try to downplay your situation.
Yeah, like, cause she even had the little hand joint, the little hand emoji with the period joint, like she had that. Yeah, the little.
No.
She had that and everything, and then that lady put her in place. She didn't respond. I don't think she responded back, or I didn't see the response on here. But like, how would she respond to that anyway? Like, what? You can't, right?
It'll be something insulting, like mind your fucking business. Nobody asked you. Da 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 da. Then it'll have to be that, because what can you say back to that? Because nothing she said was a lie.
No,
Nothing she said was a lie.
Not at all.
You could have just left it as like you didn't even have to put it out there that your baby father can't touch you, yada yada yada.
Yeah, that was
You
why
put
was
it out
that
there.
why was that even
That's your fault.
Why was that necessary?
If this nigga lost value in your life that he can't touch you, then that means you should have never laid there with him. Yeah,
very much so. Very much so, but I don't think, she probably wasn't ready for that response. Like, sometimes you just want to put sometimes want to put people in their place. Sometimes like that ain't even you, or that ain't even that.
It's a great thing to take your L's in private, because some of y'all be putting out too much information into the world and then don't want the feedback. Like, why the fuck did you post it? That means you telling me I can't comment on it?
What was the purpose? Like, what did you expect to get back?
She wanted,
or she might have was digging at the baby father. Though she was digging at the baby father, and then somebody was like right at her, like, and it was on Twitter too. You know what I'm saying? Twitter is a very
hostile,
very very hostile place.
I stay on Instagram. I don't need to destroy my peace.
All right, I got some scenarios here. So it says, let's start with this one. Some scenarios.
Oh.
I know. I got some scenarios here. Let's start here. My husband had a baby with someone else a while back. She forgave him. He spends weekends with her co-parenting. Husband lost his job and asked if he could move into our marital home. What the fuck is that? The baby is welcome, but I'm not ready for her to come here. Advice. First of all,
wait.
There's a lot going on there.
The husband lost
my husband had a baby with someone else a while back. I forgave him. He spends weekends with her co-parenting. Okay. The husband lost his job and asked if he could move into our marital home. So they got separate homes? That's a confusing ass question there. First of all,
I moved the baby mother?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what that's what she means.
That's weird. Why she gotta move in?
Because she lost her job. It said the baby is welcome, but I'm not ready for her to come here. Advice. All right, I get it.
Moving in my
I get
house?
it. All right, so yeah, all right, so I get it. So she must have the chick that he had the baby with must have lost her job. I think she just wrote it wrong.
So I'm just saying though, like, is he spending weekends with her and the baby, or is he?
It says with her co-parenting.
That's weird. Why you guys spend weekends with her?
Fuck about though, like
that's what co-parents are all about.
No, it's not. Co-parenting is parenting your child. You don't need to spend time with the mother or the father to co-parent.
It's funny because like the last Christmas, I remember that came up and said you ever see the question that said that the dad wanted to go over to the mom's house and spend the night before Christmas.
Yeah, you must think I'm the biggest dummy in the fucking world. your kids will see. You can go over there, Chris, this morning before they wake up. So about 7 o'clock, make your appearance.
See, sometimes people want to do celebrity people shit. This is not that. You're not living in a mansion. You're not doing that.
In 2 separate estates.
Like what are we doing here?
But that shit, no, you ain't moving in my house. Bitch lost a job. She better find somewhere to go. Your baby can come here because the child didn't do anything. But we're gonna be adults, but I'm being a adult in reality. She ain't stepping foot in my fucking house.
Now it's funny. I got something on that later on because I want to talk about that later on. But now this is funny but petty at the same time. So it says my wife had a mini stroke and I don't forgive her. It says why? Wait, listen. It gets better though. It said my wife had a mini stroke and I don't forgive her. Why? It says she stroked out while using the Rose sex toy. It say I was embarrassed to see the toy fall out when the paramedics came. Everyone knows my Baptist wife would rather fuck herself than me. How to forgive this betrayal? Now, listen. First of all, that's a wild ass story.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, please go pray about it. Wait. Go pray about it. The beginning of that, my wife had a mini stroke and I don't forgive her. Why? Because she had a stroke while using the Rose toy. First of all, there's a few things I want to know. What set did she have that motherfucker on that she had a stroke? And why didn't she tap out before that shit? Because I know she had to. Come on. And sir, you can't be mad. Bro. Maybe you're not doing something right. Maybe your dick is trash. That's why she don't want to have sex with you. I don't know.
That's some of the funniest shit. I can only imagine being a paramedic and you pull up to the scene. You like, what happened? You're like, she had a stroke, and all of a sudden the rules just fall. Like I swear that might be some of the funniest shit I probably ever seen. And that's a story you take home. You're like, man, you believe this shit I seen at work today.
I'm like, sir. And then you ask them the questions, and the doctor's asking the questions like, were you guys engaging in sexual activity? No, I wasn't, but she was. What?
Not that no, I wasn't, but she was like, what, yo? He petty as shit for that one. That's the ultimate. That's the mini stroke off the Rose story. That's wild. Not the mini stroke.
The females that have one know what it does, but a mini stroke, since you was using that too long, you should have tapped out way beforehand.
She'd have burnt the clit out.
That shit is numb. You try to touch that, she ain't gonna feel shit.
That shit like we strike matches, and at the end of the match, she done burnt that shit out. That shit was burnt out for real.
That's it. That's done.
Now it says, imagine working 2 jobs and then you rush home after your second job to please your homeless man. Homeless man. Yeah, it says then he gives you soft dick non-performance, right? So it says then he asks for more oral foreplay, right? Still soft. It says then he casually says, do you mind if my ex teach you how to do it? Listen,
first of all, he homeless. You working 2 jobs and you going home and please homeless man?
Jobless, sorry. Jobless man, not homeless.
Why he ain't pleasing you? You been in the house all fucking day. Shit, nigga.
He should have been. He about to be homeless after that scenario.
And I come home to please you, no, please me, nigga. What is this?
Yo, that's out of pocket.
And then you will ask me.
That's out of pocket.
Your dick is soft while we doing it, and then you told me that you want me to suck it, but then I'm not doing it right. So then you ask me, can your ex teach me how to do it?
He's being an asshole. He's definitely being an asshole. He probably wasn't even serious when he said it.
Like why would you say, like, would you tell, like, if you know that your wife or significant other don't suck dick as well as your last, relationship or situationship or whatever case, would you tell them that they don't do it as well as the last person?
First of all, that's all right. So. First of all, I feel like if you with your significant other, I feel like they would have had to be doing something. They would have had to be doing something better than your ex, or you wouldn't made them your significant other.
No, I'm just saying though. Like, listen. So your ex was like, headmaster. What do you say that?
The headmaster.
Like, her pocketbook, her little situation.
It
was all right.
She was on Chewbacca.
It wasn't like the intercourse was like, okay, that was fine. But the head was phenomenal. Now your significant other And of course, it's amazing. Head is.
First of all,
but
most
I'm
niggas,
saying, like,
niggas will tell you niggas be sick when they lose their best headgear. I'm give you that right now. Niggas be sick because that is an art. every chick don't have that fucking art. So niggas will be sick with that. But yeah, I don't think that would be something you might want to tell your significant other now. Like, yo, your shit ain't quite how my ex's was.
Would you give them pointers on what you don't like, what they're doing wrong?
I mean, if you wanted to, if you giving them pointers.
I mean, you
the
the only person that can tell somebody how you want your, you know what I mean?
So it's like
she gonna start questioning you. Like,
yo,
she's like, what the fuck? What you mean? How you giving me pointers how to suck your dick? You're like, what the fuck? She gonna start questioning you. Like, oh, what the?
No.
Like, you using too many. Like, your teeth is in the way. Like, you.
So
I don't know.
Gotta. So if you know, all right. So you can go from your headmaster, you lost your headmaster. That's crazy.
The headmaster like some slavery shit. The headmaster. Oh shit. Yo, wait. No, that is funny though.
So if you lose,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
your best of your best, and you go to your girlfriend, and she ain't really doing it how your mean was. Then you gotta tell her what you like, what you don't like, and if she's comfortable doing certain stuff. But yeah, not everybody know how to give head. So if you in a position where you got somebody that can't give head, you gotta stall them out, because sometimes they might start out corny as shit. That's because they just don't like giving head. But you kind of gotta get them
in the mood for it.
Just like how that episode where. Is she wet enough? Is she not turned up? If she not turned on enough, she not gonna be into it. You got some girls who just a natural at it.
Mm-hmm. Some girls actually enjoy doing it,
And
you be like, "All right, so that's you."
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're gonna be with somebody, you gotta give them some type of pointer. Like, all right, because women will do it to men all the time. Like, nigga probably missed the whole click. Nigga licking everything but the click. Now you gotta guide the nigga.
Now you gotta move your legs.
You gotta
like,
because women, I know that women to tell a nigga like, oh, that ain't that. Like, women to be right at women to be.
Know, bro.
I think women to be. I think women.
They'll
about their actions to tell you more. They might not tell you out loud, but
some guys would be so full of themselves that
you can't tell them shit. You can't tell them
shit. You be like, who told you that? Who told you that you was good at this?
You gotta.
Who told you you was good at this?
Oh, I need to recap. Yo, what? So that was cool. Yeah. All right.
He said, I need to recap.
Niggas be thinking like, oh, she was running, she was pushing my head away because you was biting me. So now we have a problem.
Who you think ego will get bruised more, the male or the female when it comes to sex? Are you telling them that ain't that?
Female.
Mm-hmm. You think female get more?
Don't care, bro. We get our shit off, man. Hey, my fault.
Hey, yo, not that it ain't my fault. He said I got mine.
They don't give a fuck if they did 5 pumps and that was it. They got their nut. It don't fucking matter.
He died with the 5 pumpy.
Until a female goes out and she's like at his neck, like they in the same neighborhood and like he walk around like he big shit and she constantly like flagging that nigga like, no, his shit ain't that, da like telling all the neighborhood bitches that.
Damn.
Now it's a problem. Now his ego might be
she a rat.
But if a nigga just told a female like her shit was trash or like her head ain't this, that, and the third, like she gonna
get hurt. You gonna get all time. Call you all types of little dicks and all this other all types of
little dick ass nigga.
Why do women do that when they get to an argument with a nigga and then it's like either the relationship is over or they going through some shit. Yeah, your dick was little and yada yada yada. They like, oh, what the? You was loving that nigga for and doing all types of crazy shit.
You were loving that little dick, man. Don't downplay it now.
Hey man, listen.
I'm just saying.
Communication is key.
Some things should just be left like to the unknown. Like if you was in a relationship with somebody for a minute and then y'all wind up not together, don't start airing out their dirty laundry.
Yeah, no.
When they start airing out yours, you feel some type of way.
Yeah, please.
Now we know what the inside of your drawers look like. Now we know how many times you wash.
Shitty ass nigga.
Now we know all types of shit. Like now we know you don't brush your teeth all the time. Like and a lot of that stuff makes you look even worse because you stayed with them that long and it was dirty. Ooh.
Yeah, just Like we said earlier, take that L in peace
Take your L in peace.
and keep it moving, man.
Nobody gotta know about it.
Please keep it moving, because I got another topic, but I'm gonna say that for another show because it's I got another topic for another show. I'm gonna say that one.
Well, I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna say that one for. All right, so I'll answer this. It says why do men hold on to women they don't want a relationship with? You want to answer first? Ain't good.
Go ahead. I'm about to say it. You do it because I don't know.
It's a lot of reasons.
Oh shit, he said it's a lot of reasons.
So if I got a roster,
Not a roster.
Dang, he said the
you
roster.
got your starting five.
Starting
you got the
five.
starting
Starting five, and then you got the bench players. Your 6 man is usually the clutch.
You know, it's crazy. It's funny you said before. Listen, before I was with my girl, listen, my fiance. Sorry, before I was with my fiance, listen, that roster shit was real. Listen, I had a starting 5 and I had the 2 subs. You say that? Had the starting 5. I had the 2 subs. That shit is different. That shit was you had to maneuver, but that shit was also annoying because you had to learn different personalities every day.
I had to tell my young boy, I'm like, bro, don't be like me when I was young, bro. I felt like I was tricking.
Facts. That is 100% facts. Because usually, I was at dinner dinner, lunch, drinks, whatever. Every other day, I fucking dealing with this chick, then I had this chick, then I had this chick. You gotta deal with this attitude this day. You don't know who in a good day that day. You don't know who giving up this day. You like, it's just a lot going on.
I know I had to start cutting bitches off. When one bitch made me mad, then I'm arguing with the other bitch, and then now I'm mad at all my bitches.
Yeah, now you mad at everybody. You're like, I'm not even with none of y'all.
All right, but to break it down to a science, everybody on the team play a role. Mm-hmm. Right.
Explain.
The point. Number one, the point guard. That's the main joint. That's the main one. Shooting guard. That's she main joint number 2. Mm-hmm. And then you got this.
Is he playing basketball?
Yeah. And you got
equating into the basketball.
Then you got the small forward.
Mm-hmm.
They the average of the point guard and the power forward and the center. They kind of can do everything that all the bitches can do. So they in the middle. So they in the third spot.
They might be.
They're great for everything.
Right.
Then you got the power forward where she like. How can I put it? She
solid.
around,
she might be a solid John. Like she might be. Like, how do you? Yeah,
she like the side piece that knows what's going on. She know you got like 3 other bitches, but she don't care. She's still gonna be around, right? And then you got the center, which is the last one. She the powerhouse. She the one that's crazy about you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then your bench players, just your bench players. You just call them
whenever.
Yeah,
you whatever. Exactly.
Okay.
But as far as holding on to them, I mean, if you're not,
they each hold something besides the main 2 joints. Point guard, shooting guard is 9 times out of 10 is you love them, and then anybody else is kind of like they do something for you.
Not you love them.
Yeah, like that's literally how it go. The point guard, the shooting guard, you love both of them. They never going nowhere. They main joint 1 and 2. One of them you get married to, and then everybody else is just. They just play a role. One may be a best dick sucker. The next one might be the bitch that spend bread on you. And then the other bitch may be the one that just kind of do everything that all the other bitches do.
Oh.
Hey, you learn. Listen. Hey, listen.
Yeah, then your bench players just there whenever you need them.
So why when females got a roster?
Because
y'all can't do what we do. Y'all can't do what we do.
Double standard when it comes to that. All right.
I fucking done it.
Oh, you done it?
I had a roster.
Had the food nigga. Had the nigga with the nigga get some money from. You had all of those.
Yeah. And I wasn't fucking all of them.
See, women could probably get away with that a lot better than guys do, though. Like because the women,
I just feel like
y'all hold the power though. It's a difference. Y'all hold the power.
Sometimes you can't trick and then not give up. No. I mean, like you can't do that.
That nigga was a sucker. That nigga was a fucking sucker. He was a
I ain't gonna.
First of all, niggas be trying to spend bread.
That part.
Drawing. That's the nigga that be trying to. That's a weirdo nigga.
Only broke niggas complain about money.
Yeah, of course.
Only broke niggas complain about. There are niggas that will spend money on a female and not get anything from her.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They spent that money. Because that's an ego boost for them.
If a nigga really fuck,
a female can have a roster of niggas and only be maybe fucking 2 of them, or fucking one of them getting head from another one. Maybe. Not every female will do that. Some of them out here fucking all of their roster.
They might be fucking with all attractive ass
And
niggas.
it's like that's fine. That's what you want to do. But I'm just saying, like, don't deny it. Like, if you fucking all of them, you fucking all of them. But it's just like you just gotta know how to play it.
Listen,
So,
if a nigga really fuck with you, he gonna make sure he look. It's a difference between looking out for you and just trying to trick on you. It's a difference. Some niggas want to trick their way into the draws, and
like,
that shit
you
don't be working.
Like, you ain't about to fucking don't leave no money on the nightstand. Like,
Yeah, like,
that. Now I feel like a prostitute.
Nigga want to keep out of the vice there. Nigga want to keep asking you. Nigga want to keep asking, do you need something, or do you need not in a looking out way, but in a like, I give you this, and then hopefully it'll lead to something. Like
no.
that shit is weird.
Like, what you trying to pay for? Oh, okay.
Damn.
I mean,
just like that.
Well, now no, because now
obviously not
I got
now.
all of that nigga in one.
Yeah, right. But
before that,
before that,
it was a nice little pandemic plethora of what you wanted to do.
the pandemic
Just
plethora.
Like 2020 was a good year.
Oh man,
Y'all gonna go viral.
yo, I'm crying. Yo, that's why.
I'm just
That's
saying.
wild.
I feel. Listen, let's throw it on a roster thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a roster, whether you're a guy or a female, I just feel like play it smart. Like, if you get what you want to get out of whoever you getting out of, whatever you want. If you want time, if you want gifts, if you want money, then play that with the right nigga or the right female. Don't be trying to go to the chick that only really like to like Netflix and chill and try to get like clothes out of her. She ain't gonna buy that shit. Now you look weird. And females, don't go to the nigga that, only want to be posted up on the block, or y'all only sit in the car, or y'all only going to like immediate in the vicinity restaurants. That's not the nigga that's gonna take you out of town. Pick and choose your niggas.
I'm sorry. What Young Thug and Future say? I'm in a relationship with all my bitches.
Or like Young Miami say, you single, but we go together real bad.
I'm crying. Every female can't do that. That shit sound good. That shit sound good with the roster. They try to do all that, but then they fall for the one nigga.
Yeah.
Now,
But you gotta keep. If you go into that, like, you gotta keep your strong will up. Like, make sure if you feel as though this nigga is gonna become too prominent in your life, you might need to like scale back some. Cause other than like it said, you're too. Listen, I don't follow basketball, so that shit.
Point guard and your shooting guard.
You made you on 1 and 2. Like, more than likely, you love both of them or whatever. One of them you gonna marry, the other one's just gonna fall suit to whoever they fall suit at. So if you gonna have that type of nigga, then make sure that he's on the same page.
right.
So that's the communication thing. If he's not on the same page and he just like going through bitches like it ain't nothing, then you gonna get your feelings hurt.
And yeah, and to close that out, I mean, a guy will hold on to somebody when they know they fucked up. They know they actually they might not even been in a relationship with them or nothing like that. But they know they might be a cool ass female, a cool ass person. They like, I gotta keep them close by. It might not even be they wanted to be in a relationship with them, but just they just wanted to keep them around. All right, since it's Father's Day, let's talk about the role of let's start here. The role of a step parent and why that's very important when it comes to relationships.
I mean, you step into a kid's life, whether they're younger, older, because you're dating their parent and everything. Like, you step into a lot of things. You don't know what the relationship is like between the two parents. Mm-hmm. You don't know how the kids is gonna receive you and everything like that. So it's always like a guessing game. Because how the kids receive you can affect your relationship with the parent.
Right.
Because the kids don't like you if, they constantly like lying on you. We got, some kids do that. Constantly lying on you and stuff like that. It affects your relationship with the parent because now they questioning you or they looking at you differently, or the kids can't be with you by themselves, or they can't come over as much, especially if y'all live together, and then that puts a strain on that parent and the other parent.
Right. With
the kids as well. So the role of a step parent is just basically like stepping up and being that other parent. Whether it's because the parent passed away or they just not together or they just out of their life or whatever the case may be, you step up and you just become that other figure for them. Right. To feel safe, valued, everything like that. You just play the role.
Now, are you considered a step parent prior to marriage? Or is it just when you become married, you become a step parent? Because I think sometimes people throw the step parent thing around and you only been around a couple years. Does that really make you a step parent?
If you've been in them kids' lives and you do for them, I'm not just saying financially, like if you help with homework, if you there for recitals and performances or whatever the case may be, on trips and everything like that, I feel as though if you take that role of what their parent does, I feel as though you're a step parent. Like, it doesn't automatically just happen when you get married to somebody. Because if that's the case, a lot of our parents weren't married right off the bat when they met.
Facts.
Like, our step-parent. Like, my mom wasn't married when she met my stepdad or whatever case may be. Like, after a few years now, it's like, oh, okay, that's my stepdad. Before that, though, that was just her boyfriend.
Right.
It was what it is. And then when I felt comfortable enough, okay, it's bull.
Right. Off the same thing as a step parent, coming into a child's life in general, not even just as a step parent. You know, I got something off of that because I seen something earlier in the week, and they were talking about like how when a baby mom get into it with the new girlfriend of the dad or whatever, and they trash them and all this other stuff, and then they expect them to be able to be their kid. They do all of that and then still send their kid over there and expect the kid to be comfortable.
Child, if I could give you all the details of the shit but no, that's not for the show. I can't do that. But
Right.
I will say this: if your significant other, whether you're a mom and the father of your children is dating somebody new, or whether you're a dad and the mother of your children is dating somebody new, if that person is around your kids, you should meet them. If that person it seems like they solidified, they're going to be there for a moment. It's not just some jump off that he messing with. Like, this is actually a girlfriend, or this is actually a boyfriend. Meet that person, because eventually your kids are going to be around them, whether it's with their parent, with the other parent or not. Your kids are going to be around them. You
Right.
should know them. If you don't know them, but you just sending your kids over there to that house or in that neighborhood or in that vicinity with that person, what the fuck? Because if something happens, you're going to say, oh, it's the responsibility of the other parents.
Right.
But you don't even know this person from a can of paint either. Should be like, before my kids go in that house, I need to meet them. I need to meet this person.
Yeah, that's when the adults in the room are supposed to be the adults in the room. Because you don't trash this person. Oh, I don't like her, or I don't like him, and blah blah blah. And then your kids are over there, and then now it's just awkward because you crush them, but you got to trust them enough to send them over there with the dad, or send them over there with the mom. Mm-hmm. But you worried about the other relationship and everything. Like, I think that's just weird. Personally, that's just weird. It's like, come on, man. Like, why you always want to try to fight this person? Nah, it's just all this other unnecessary shit for what? Or don't tell them, don't have them around my kid. I want them around my kid. All this other dumb shit.
It's like, why?
Like, why? For what reason? What are you trying to prove here?
And then it's like,
don't let the new girlfriend look better than the baby mom. Oh my God, you just never be the end of it. Like, I swear, like, if she was uglier, I guarantee half of these problems you probably wouldn't have. All right,
Nope.
But let her look better and let her got some going for herself. Shit.
And then, when it comes to parents too, if you a single parent or you co-parenting with somebody, like, make sure that this person wants to be around your kids, because and I'm not saying they're a bad person or whatever case may be. They can be a great spouse to you, a great significant other to you. They just might not either like kids or they don't really get along well with kids. So make sure you have them conversations, because a lot of y'all be jumping to relationships and then y'all meet these people and y'all don't have a conversation really about the kids, as far as like going in depth. Is just on the surface, like, oh, I have kids. And then you bring them around these people and then like you got kids, dying, being tortured, like kidnapped, shit like that, or being mistreated in a home that you had with your significant other because you didn't vet them enough to know that your kids will be safe with them or around them.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do that as well, because everybody is not, everybody don't have all their bolts tightened.
Right. Especially smaller kids too.
Yes.
That's the key one. If they're a little bit older, you got a little, I shouldn't say not leeway, but
they
got a better understanding. Yeah, they got a better understanding of what's going on. But if they're younger, like, you really gotta like,
they can't really tell you why they why they're upset or what happened. So they just they either don't want to be around that person, or when they get around that person, they get antsy, they crying, they get like scared. You have to pay attention to those things, but just vet your significant others when it comes to your kids, because
yeah, vetting is definitely key. Shit, not even just, and that's another thing. Bringing men or women around your kids early on. I think that's something that sometimes people might do. Like, every guy you date or every woman you date, your kids should not know them. Mm-hmm. That's a key, because that's just too much going on, and you basically, it's still in their head that it's okay to just date all of these people and always bring them around your kids, because they're gonna get older and they're gonna think it's normal to do that. Like, oh, I'm dating this person every chance you get around. If you can't find a babysitter or something along those lines. Maybe y'all don't need to be doing nothing that particular night.
Exactly. I remember
Because kids will tell everything.
Remember when we was younger and like, well, probably not you, but I know a lot of people. Like it was like uncle such and such when your mom was dating them and everything. It's like, that ain't my uncle. You ain't got no brothers. What you talking about? Now I get older and I wonder where Uncle John is at or Uncle whatever. And it's just like, that wasn't your uncle. Like, sis, these was your flings.
Yeah, kept bringing them around here and there.
Bringing them around.
All right. The role of godparents. Because I don't think sometimes people understand exactly the role of a godparent. So the role of godparents.
A godparent takes over for the parent. Like when that's what a godparent is. Like if anything happens to the actual parents, like you come into effect to raise a child. That's what happens. You know, and some people just want to be a godparent because they just want the name, and y'all just want to be at birthday parties and pictures, and that's his godmom or that's her godmom. Like no, like or that's her goddad. That's like no, like y'all need to actually like if they need something, you go out and get it. If they need a sitter, like you the next up in line. When they go on trips, like you coming along, like stuff like that. Like you're in this child's life, that this child knows you, and they don't know you just for picture purposes. Like you have actual, you have moments with this fucking child,
actually,
or kids,
actually with them. Yeah, you take them out like you don't just be there in name only. You know what I'm saying? You just there in name only. Oh yeah, I got a godchild. You ain't see a godchild in freaking weeks and months, and ain't take them out and all of that good shit. And you be like, oh, you trying to figure it out? What you
like,
about to say?
Me being an active godparent, like I take it serious, but probably more so, like it's. Like one of my kids, they lost they pop, so now I'm like doing stuff like going on field trips, money not an issue, but I'm coming out of pocket. I'm making sure they good. Like I'm
You there? Yeah.
I mean, I'm there, just to be that father figure. You got some people who just be like, they want the title and don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's like, nah, it's more to that because that's your family at the end of the day. That's technically supposed to be your child too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you got to put the importance. People don't put the importance behind being an actual godparent and what that entails. That's people specifically pick godparents for reasons because they feel like they can trust you.
Yeah.
And they know if anything happens to them, all right.
I know my
They
child
gonna
is
be
in good hands.
Absolutely. Got to be in good hands. Listen, because nowadays you not.
Yeah, I about to say don't. And you know the thing about it is like when people have kids and like you got a lot of close friends, automatically your close friend does not have to be the godparent. Like make sure you know that this person will be there for your child when in need. Like some people are good enough parents that their child doesn't need for a lot.
Right.
So they might not ask the godparent for a lot. So it's just like you coming out of pocket for whatever you want to come out of pocket for because that child is naturally already set.
Yeah.
So it's okay. But you still need to be active in their life enough that when you come around, they know you and it's not like they meeting a new person every time.
Very much so. Shout out to all of the good fathers out there, the good godfathers out there, because it's a lot of godfathers that had to step in and take over like it was their kid or their own, like they're supposed to. So definitely shout out to all the fathers, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed y'all day.
Hopefully.
If
you at work,
Yeah, if you at work, man, hey man, get that money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's wrap this up when it comes to trauma bonding, being a father, and just all around, just wrap up the show all around.
As far as trauma bonding, it's nothing you can really say because a lot of stuff we can say everything we want to say, but as far as it goes to getting yourself out of that situation, you have to want to get yourself out and you have to push to get yourself out of it. Somebody can always help you, but at the end of the day, the final like hurrah is from you. So you have to be able to do that. When it comes to being a father, I'm not a father, nor my mother. I'm a godmom though. I'm stepmom. But when it comes to being a father, like you have to understand that being there for your kids from an early age on till when they get older and like it sets them up in the future. And being able to know your kids, like actually know them, not just like their favorite color or anything like that, but like their mood changes, when something isn't like them. Like being active in your kid's life, whereas if you're a grandparent, godparent, step parent, or actual parent, that matters. because when they become adults, that shows in their character. And you can kind of see the difference when somebody is lacking something. But a father is very important, especially in like his daughter's lives and his son's life as well. It develops them. It helps with their development. It helps with your daughter's self-esteem as well. And it helps them know what love is unconditionally as well from a man's standpoint.
For sure. Like always, we appreciate y'all for listening. You know, we can go, we keep it, we can teach y'all, but also make y'all laugh at the same time, man. You know, sometimes if you gotta take a little word from us, you know what I'm saying, give you a little positivity, but also we gonna joke around in bed a little bit too, man, because that's what we gonna do. Like I always say, common sense ain't always too common, or common sense ain't always so common. Either way, however you want to say it, you know what I mean. So put a little bit more smarts in the world. Appreciate y'all for listening. Like always, it's the boy Vince.
And I'm Ash.
Holla at y'all.
Bye.